Live from Las Vegas, broadcasting around the world. You're listening to Up is Higher Than Down with L.A. Walker. L.A. Walker. Raw and unfiltered conversations on how to give life's challenges the finger. Truth is your passport to emotional freedom. Give an eviction notice to negativity. Dump yesterday's garbage. Learn how to be positive, energized, healthy, and alive during these insanely unpredictable times. Look up, get up, stay up. Then help somebody else to get up. Remember, any part of up is higher than down. Now, broadcasting hope to the world, L.A. Walker.
Here I am again. I am back. I got an opportunity to see yet another day, to enjoy this magnificent gift of life. And my job is to do what? Live it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to stay on my job because living is indeed the best job I've ever had. Hi, how are you today? It's great that I asked you, but have you asked you? How am I doing today? How do I feel? What is it that I'd like to accomplish? If you've done it, great. If you haven't, it's not too late. You can do it right now. Go ahead, ask yourself. Give you your undivided attention. You deserve it. We have to be grateful when something is said or done that lifts our spirits. But you know, the truth is, it is our job to lift ourselves. Oh, can you believe that? Really? There's no dispute. This is probably the most complex and difficult time we have faced in my generation, in your time. On the same hand, this is the most incredible time because we now have seen a nation of people manifest change. And change begins in the mind. Start letting yourself manifest the change that you need to not only get through these times, but enjoy your life. And today I'm happy to share with you a conversation that I, in the midst of having with David Raibon, who's a former police officer, but we all know him as a comedian and an actor. David's been on Russell Simmons' HBO Def Comedy Jam, Martin Lawrence's First Amendment. He's been with D.L. Hewley, Comedy Central, traveled the world. As an actor, he's presented scenes from Without a Trace, NYPD Blue, Las Vegas, My Name is Earl, How to Get Away with Murder, and he's a recurring guest star on Ballers on HBO. With all of his history and all of the accolades, David is no different than the rest of us. He is struggling through this pandemic as well, but there's one major difference. It's all about what? Attitude. When you think positively, when you struggle to look up and get up and stay up, you put yourself in a different zone. And that's the zone to receive things. But when you're down, the only thing you're going to receive is garbage because that's the only thing that hits the ground and stays there. You know?
Yeah.
So
you're attracting it. If you're attracting it, it's going to come to you.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I mean, it's a pandemic.
Right.
We're back home and the little people are driving in cars to get in the food lines to get food. And we're buying a home. We got groceries. You know, my wife, I have 4 jobs just so I can maintain a semblance of a manhood. My wife's a PhD.
I hear you.
She's a breadwinner.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, I have new everything. I got a new wife, a new house, a new career, and a new school. You know, I have no complaints. I have no complaints, to be honest with you. I'm thoroughly, and I don't mean to say this bodaciously, but I am thoroughly blessed right now. We are. And, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, do what I'm supposed to do until I turn the power out. That's what I always say.
But that's a great testimony, and that is that you can be blessed in the middle of a mess.
You know, I hadn't booked a job in 8 years. I couldn't get arrested in a casting office. I couldn't get a manager. I couldn't get an agent.
Wow.
I pick up this white guy in my car. He's on the phone in the backseat talking like a therapist. So I asked him when he got off the phone, was he a counselor or something? He said, no, I manage actors. I have my own firm. I was like, well, I'm an actor, but I hadn't acted in 8 years. By the time I dropped him off, he said, call my office. I'll meet with you. And he gave me a meeting and a reading, and they signed me. In like a month and a half, I had How to Get Away with Murder, Snowfall, Ballers, and Survivor's Remorse. And the only one I didn't get was Survivor's Remorse because Isaiah Washington got that. It was like slow for a little bit. Then I got I Am Tonight, and then Insecure. And then it was like, and then it stopped again because of the virus. But I mean, if I wasn't driving Uber, I never would have met that guy.
It's
That's
amazing.
4 TV shows that I wouldn't have had.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
8 years, nothing in 8 years.
But that all plays into the don't give up thing.
Just put it on the back burner, but don't never give up.
No, never give up. Never, ever, ever. You were a police officer before you became a noted comedian. David, hold your response. We'll be right back after this.
Hi guys, this is 10. Listen, I don't know if you have been able to make your way over to lawalker.life on Facebook, but if you haven't, do yourself a favor, run over there and just read the snippets of her new book. She's writing a new book, and it is titled Seeing Beyond the Mess. It grabs your attention. All of us have mess. All of us have mess, whether we were born in the mess, as she says, whether we were born in the mess or whether it's handcrafted mess, but there's life beyond that mess. We sometimes create our own mess. And just from reading the little snippets that I read, she exposed all of that. Just in those little bitty passages, she exposed a lot of that. A lot of that stuff she was born into. Some of that stuff she could not control. Some of those things she created on her own. She exposed the mess. Whenever you have time, just run over there and check it out. Let's start seeing beyond the mess.
You're listening to Up is Higher Than Down with L.A. Walker.
You were a police officer before you became a noted comedian.
Yeah, 10 years. Well, actually, 84 to 93, like 9 3/4 years. I just say 10, make it easier. You know what happened? I was in narcotics, and then I was doing comedy and doing narcotics. In my supervisor told me I couldn't do both, so I had to transfer out of narcotics to some other division. And then, because I was going to the DEA, I went back to school to get my degree, and I got into a real bad shootout in Houston. And then, I took a week off and I came back and I got into another one. Then I'm like, okay, I transferred to DARE. I taught DARE for a year and a half. In the 5th grade, I brought a gun to school, wanted to shoot the teacher.
Wow.
I go back on the street and I just train rookies. And I went on the street as a field trainer. I was training rookies. And my last rookie was actually killed in the line of duty, shot in the back of the head while he was in a patrol car. And I was in L.A. at that time. 20 years later, I'm sitting there watching the news and I see his name on the ticker on CNN, and it's because they had just executed the guy who killed him. Yeah. So, police was an interesting experience. I delivered a baby. They named him after me. He got like 3 kids of his own now. We still Facebook friends. His mom stay in contact. That's probably the most rewarding out of everything. Everything else was just crazy. Divorced twice. It was just crazy. It was exciting and crazy. It's like on the Miami Vice, 84, 93. It was about, getting in the Mercedes and throwing on the Gazelle glasses and going out and meet Jamaicans and Colombians by yourself. Try to set them up,
Right.
I met one of my best friends now, a guy named Rodney Bickham, that's a comedian out of Houston in the dope house. I had busted these 2 lesbians and they flipped on him as their supplier. Oh. But he had a comedy, and then we became friends. And I had a comedy club. When I ended, actually, I opened up a comedy club in Houston before I left the police department.
Okay.
And I only quit the police department to help my then partner, Rashawn McDonald, run the club because he was going back and forth from Los Angeles. And then we later added J. Anthony Brown, so it was like all 3 of us. And then Steve Harvey came along and decided to hire those guys for his show, Me and the Boys. So they left me the club. Then 6 months later, the landlord decided she wanted to remodel the building Basically, wouldn't get the reopen day, put me out of business. Wife left, dog died. I came to L.A. in my BMW, and he came and picked that up at Ken Whitley's house.
Man, that sounds like a country and western song. You need to put some beats to that.
Except the wife died, the dog is like my best friend.
Wow. So listen, I want to ask you from two perspectives. I want to ask you this question from the perspective of being a former police officer, and then I want to ask you from the perspective of being a comedian. Mm-hmm. What did you think of the Capitol riots?
Well, I'll tell you, as an officer, I take my hat off to that brother who led them up the stairs and out the way, because I would have emptied every round I had and just would have. I would have emptied every round I had. They kept coming out of fought until they beat me to death. I've been in situations where shoot, no shoot, and I did, but this was definitely a shoot. I just would have had, at least 27 rounds. I took out probably 25, and then try to run and hide. But you're not gonna just run up on me like that.
I know, right? That was. I couldn't believe it. I was like, that the mall cop picture of Kevin James has been the meme for this whole thing. Where he's running away. And of course, you see all the troopers on the steps of the Capitol during the Black Lives Matter protests. And it's just so different. It's like unbelievable. I was in shock. I really never saw any crowd in America push back on the police like that. And certainly not beat a policeman to death. I mean, I'm like, whoa.
It was so weird that even after I watch it over and over again, I still have a hard time reconciling that it happened. It's kind of like 9/11. You see no matter time and change, you see those planes fly into those buildings. Like, that's nowhere in the world nobody will fly an airplane into a building on purpose.
Right. It's right.
But they're trying to listen, the white man is losing. They're losing their power. They're losing their dominance. They're losing their maximum race, the majority race, and they're scared. And they finally got a leader who can help them, let them know that, hey, I'm not going to let you lose everything. And by any means necessary, no pun intended, they tried to take over and get their country back. And it's unfortunate some of those cops were bad. They were also a part of the riot. Yeah. There was a Houston police officer where I used to work. Chief Acevedo was talking on the news about it. There was a Houston police officer, Tam Pham, what his name is, that was down there. So it basically, that's why I was talking to somebody, if those are the type of guys that kill black people. Right. The ones, the police officers down there that was a part of that, they will shoot you in a minute.
We've seen it over and over again.
Yeah. Like I said, all those shootings that the police officers did in the academy, you learn the same thing. Everybody learned the same thing. Now, if I get out the academy and I go shoot a bunch of white people and you don't shoot nobody, if you do shoot somebody, they're just, different. There's no specific race. But you get out and you shoot a group of black people and we learn the same thing. We know the same amount of restraint. We know the same amount of de-escalation skills. We know everything we studied. But instead, you decide to kill every black person. It can't be nothing but the Klan and white supremacists. And I said a long time ago, they have infiltrated the police academy.
Absolutely. It's so obvious.
Nothing else explains it.
We have not been taught to be Americans. And the value of being an American superseding our race, our gender, our sexual orientation, and all the other things that could possibly divide us. And so when the white supremacists, Proud Boys, say, I want my country back, you want it back from whom? There's no outside insurgents. There's no, it's inside. So you don't understand democracy. And this racial thing has been so ingrained in them that they can't see. They're just totally blinded.
Well, it didn't help that Barack Obama had 8 years.
Well, no, that's true.
Like I was telling people again, black people, we voted for Barack Obama, was excited. We had our black president, we were done. We sat down with sleep, and the racist president got in there. And then I'm like, don't put that on black people. Why not? You see what happened when black people vote? They think we cheated. I voted so strong can't even understand how it could happen. We must have had cheated. We must have cheated.
Right.
Because how could we come out of nowhere? No, we just voted for a change. Everybody, and not everybody voted, but a whole lot of black people, Stacey Abrams, and they got the people off their ass and they voted. And that's the power we could have been had.
Right. Agreed.
I never get in those conversations, man. I ain't wasting my time. My vote don't count. Blah, blah, blah. Man, shut the hell up.
Right.
That's Shaq ain't never voted. He voted for the first time in his life last year. You know, I lost respect for him. I don't give a damn what Shaq do. I don't watch the show. I don't watch nothing. I'm 61 years old. I ain't got to like you for doing stupid shit. I can write you off. Done.
I know, right? That's the way I was with Kanye when I found out he didn't vote. I can't even deal with that. People died so that we could be counted. And for you not to vote, it's like, oh no, I can't do nothing with you. You got to go.
It's a slap in the face. It's like, fuck you, Dr. King. You know, that's what it's. When you don't want to vote, he basically saying, screw you, Dr. King.
Right.
You
That's
know,
what it is.
Go to hell, John Lewis. You know, that's what it says to me when people say I don't vote. I ain't voting. My vote don't count because you're ignorant. You ignorant. That's why. That's why your vote don't count. Because you're too ignorant to use the power to vote. We took over.
Yeah,
the swing states, they still scratching their head. How could they had to have cheat? Like Trump said, you know, we were leading. We had a big lead. Then all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, they dumped a bunch of votes. No, Tell County, moron.
Because Bubba and them went to the polls. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, we need to keep doing that.
All the time.
We need to keep doing that so they can see that it ain't going. You're not going back. First of all, we didn't ask to come here, this miserable ass country. You came and took us away from where we were supposed to be. We built the shit that you tried to burn down, and then you're gonna try to exclude us and kill us? Come on, get the hell out of here, man. I haven't carried a gun since I left the police department. I bought me one the other day, and I had to make a decision if I was gonna buy some weed or a laser sight. I guess the weed gonna have to wait till my next check.
I posted, do I buy groceries or an AR-15?
Oh, yeah. That was so funny when I saw that. I was like, the peanut butter and jelly and the AR-15.
Woo, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because it's about to get real.
On a happier side, so what are you doing? I know that you have a beautiful wife. Congratulations on your marriage. What are you doing to stay happy, to stay whole?
Well, you know, what really makes me excited now, we having a house built. And as old as I am, this is the first time I ever had a house built from the ground up in Maricopa, which is you know, a pinnacle in turning Arizona blue.
Sure.
I feel about that because I moved here and then boom, Arizona turned blue. I'm like, hey, I did that. But to watch them construct this house, you know, every week I go by and I take pictures and stuff so I can do a little chronological flash show of real, you know, speed it up and just show how it went from dirt to where it'll be eventually. So, you know, just knowing that, you know, we're gonna have a home. We live in a house now, but it's a rental house in Sun Lake. It's nice. It's on a golf course, a big lake in the backyard, but it's not ours. This is going to be ours. You know, I mean, I got a man cave in the garage. I got three car garage, but the tandem, the one in the front is my man cave. I mean, it's going to be so nice. I mean, I got a rug. I still got my sofa that Viola Davis gave me, my ex, that I got to keep. That's going to be in there. I got my table that my tea table I've been carrying around with me for probably 7 relationships. They all try to get me to get rid of it. I'm like, I'm not. Got that. I got my Harley Davidson, and I got a sign that says Harley Davidson parking. So it's gonna be on one side of the garage, my couch on the other side. The TV gonna be. I got my Foxy Brown and my chef poster. My wife bought me Muhammad Ali knocking Sonny Lister out poster. She bought me a Harley Davidson clock and some coasters.
All right.
I'm really excited about that, and not to mention the house is really nice too. It's like a new community out here.
Oh, Maricopa is beautiful. I love Maricopa. It's awesome.
Yeah. The only drawback was when the cows ask gas. You know, it ain't all the time, but when it is, it's like, God damn.
Listen, I'm from Chicago, and I remember when the trucks would come through for the stockyards. Lord have mercy. Mm-hmm. So I know about that cows passing gas.
Yeah, it's some kind of stanky, I tell you.
You got any acting scenes coming up?
Well, it's so funny you said that. I'm actually reading the script right now. Curtis Vaughn sent me from Houston called Killed. It's about comedians. I just started reading, and other than that, nothing. Because like I say, it done shut down. Hollywood shut down. I hadn't talked to my people, my reps, because I hope they well.
Yeah.
But you never know. I get these phone calls. Like I had a gig in Houston a couple weeks ago. I was reluctant to go. I'm from Houston, and I was like, man. My mom is 89, and I was getting messages like, my brother, like, maybe you should cancel, Dave. It's really bad down here. And I went and did a gig. The first night, I didn't do good at all because I had my mask on while I was doing my show. And you can't. And all I did was lecture them about not wearing a damn mask. 400 people died, 1,000 people died yesterday. Y'all sitting up in, so they complained to the manager. So the next night, I took it off when I was on stage and put it back on. I got off and then killed everything. Did what I had to do, kill like the show,
right?
Like the film. And then and I let my mom give me a nice elbow bump. You 89, sticking your elbow out.
I know, that's weird as hell. That's weird.
But she had a test after I left. My brother insisted on it. Both of them still negative. So
that's great.
My principal just went down, which is so weird because he created the job for me. He gave me this opportunity, and now he out. And he got pre-existing conditions and stuff. And
no.
So I learned about him. I got 2 kids doing PSAs. It's on my Facebook page about wearing your mask.
Right.
I may not graduate. I'm gonna reach my full potential unless you wear your mask. You do it. It's serious.
It's very serious.
But they don't get it. They don't believe fat means greasy. And I'm like, I don't understand. I'm paranoid. I see it. I see it. There, right there. Put my mask on. I'm like, y'all don't understand. And when the zoos come back, I'm gonna have them goggles on. I don't need that shit floating in my eye.
No.
I don't want my nose. I don't even want it in my ears. I don't even want to hear about COVID.
I know, right? I'm with you. I'm with you. So what is it? I saw a Los Angeles reporter speaking to a young woman about this, about wearing a mask. And she says, this is all a hoax. This is not real. So the reporter said to her, we're almost at 400,000 dead. That's a lie. That's not real. That's all made up. She told a reporter, she said, and you wearing a mask, you look like you're part of some satanic tribe. And the reporter said, okay, just cut. I was laughing so hard, but then I was feeling so sad that people could actually be that ignorant.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Where did you get the information to counter what we're saying to you? I mean, what Trump? I know Trump.
Right.
You can spot a Trump supporter. He ain't wearing a mask. That's the easiest way to spot a Trump supporter. You know what I mean? You beyond ignorant.
Beyond.
This 4,000 people dying every day, and all you have to do is put a mask. I got all kinds of masks.
I do too.
I've been trying to match. I got camouflage, man. I got every kind of mask you can imagine. And I got the KN95. I got all the masks. I have a clean Ziploc bag, and I have a dirty Ziploc bag. And when I take it off, I put it in there. I wash my hands. Since May, I have washed my hands more than I've done in my entire life combined.
Listen, man, I've washed my hands so much, I started getting eczema. My skin was drying out. I'm treating it right now because between washing it with soap and then using the hand sanitizer if I'm out, my skin is just raw. It's just like, give me a break right now.
Mine too.
I don't know what can scare you. If 4,000 people dying every day does not bother you, 400,000 already dead does not bother you, knowing that if you get it, it's a crapshoot. Because some people get it and they have very mild effects, and they're over it in 5 days. Some people get it and they die. And to me, the worst part is getting it and then having a lifelong condition that came from having the COVID.
Yeah.
I mean that's scary.
There's a nurse practitioner, and she got it. And she's like also a fitness guru and herbs, and she sells the juice. She makes the juice and sells the juice. She has a wellness center in her back house. She bought a house and redid it. She has a wellness center, so she's doing everything she can. She caught it, and she says she got some negative tests back, but still have a hard time The cough, they
The
still
cough, yeah.
you still gonna have problems for a while.
I saw today, I was reading that the lung conditions that follow this
Yeah,
are worse than those people who have smoked for a lifetime.
yeah, I saw that.
Man, that is rough. And it's rough if you've ever seen anyone who was really sick that couldn't breathe. I mean, I can't think of anything more taxing and more frightening than fighting for your every breath. Every breath you're struggling. That's horrifying.
Yeah, and then people dying without their loved ones around. They dying. Now they dying in the ambulance. They have to move hospitals.
No.
They said you can't save them. Let them, just keep them where they're at. Let them die in there.
I saw that. That hurt me so badly. So, David, as we part company here, what would you like to tell the audience that you think would be helpful to people trying to hold on right now?
Just remember that, this too shall pass. And that, we've been a whole lot. I took you all the time when I used to do the tours overseas. There was a time that we was fighting with the Vietnamese. Now you can go to Vietnam and eat dinner and nobody gonna bother you. Things change through time. And you just have to hold on until those times have passed. And then, you'll be able to tell stories. I mean, the thing is a cycle, man. Life's a cycle. That's people who died and suffered from Agent Orange, died and suffered from Tuskegee experimenting, died and suffered like crazy from AIDS, died and suffered like with crack cocaine was an epidemic that drove people to the mamas to just sell their bodies, and the worst of the worst of the worst. And yet we came out of that. We'll come out of this. It's temporary.
All right, David.
Thank you, LA. I really appreciate it.
See you on Facebook.
All righty.
Bye.
Listen to Up is Higher Than Down with L.A. Walker every day. To follow up, make comments, discuss today's podcast, or find out how you can become a guest and share your victory over a negative life event, follow L.A. Walker. Up is Higher Than Down on Facebook. Look up, get up, stay up. Remember, any part of up is higher than down.